Okay, we'll wait for Commissioner Bethel. Just a minute.
Good morning.
Nah. Okay, good morning, everyone, and welcome to our weekly board session. It's Wednesday, September 13th, 2023. It's 9 o'clock. We're here in the Senator hearing room at 555 Court Street, Northeast in Salem. And as always, we start with the Pledge of Allegiance. So if you please join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And that's, let's see, do I have anybody signed up? Nobody signed up for public comment. And, but that Pledge of Allegiance is particularly appropriate today because today we are going to celebrate Constitution Week in Marion County. And we have some guests here. So if you'd please come up and introduce yourself. We're going to consider an approval of a proclamation designating the week of September 17th through the 23rd, 2023 as Constitution Week in Marion County. And Day, and is it Arletta?
Yes.
And Arletta are here. Welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm Day Westeen. I'm the regent of Shemeketa Chapter, Daughters of the American Revolution, here in Salem. And Arlita's another one of our members and a state officer for the state. The Daughters...
Oh, is your mic on? Go ahead.
Yes.
Just pull it close. Just pull it close to you. There you go.
Okay. The Daughters of the American Revolution celebrate Constitution Week, September 17 through the 23rd. This particular week was set aside through a Senate joint resolution and signed into public law 915 by President Dwight D. Eisenhower on August 2nd, 1956. Shemeketa Chapter celebrates this week by walking around the block with some school children on Monday of the Constitution Week, and we give out flags and bells to the children who ring the bells and wave the flag as they walk around the block. The children get to keep the flags, but we collect the bells so that we have bells for the next year. And other ways that the DAR celebrate and honor this Constitution, at our national headquarters in Washington, D.C., our DAR Constitution Hall was so named and dedicated on April 19, 1929. And in our oath of membership and installation of officers, a question is asked of them. Do you promise faithfully to uphold the Constitution of the United States? Normally they answer yes. We ask businesses in our communities if we can place a poster commemorating the Constitution in their windows for a week. Some facts I found out about the Constitution. The preamble was mainly written by Gouverneur Morris, a Pennsylvania delegate to the 1787 Constitutional Convention held in Independence Hall in Philadelphia. There are 4,544 words, which include the signatures, and it took 4 pages of paper, which were sized 28 3/4 inches by 23 5/8 inches to hold the Constitution. 39 delegates signed including 2 presidents, George Washington and James Madison. The oldest signer at age 81 was Benjamin Franklin, and the youngest signer at age 26 was Jonathan Dayton, who was from New Jersey. And the last item, I have given out some of you a copy of the preamble of to the United States. I would appreciate it if we could all stand and we'll recite it together. We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh, you weren't quite quick enough with the photo.
We'll get a chance.
Yeah.
Do you have any comments before we read this proclamation?
I only want to say that I feel like it's a little fitting, some of the words in here, based on an action that the Board of Commissioners took yesterday. I think that it's our duty to uphold the Constitution of the United States and Oregon, and I'm very thrilled to be here today.
And the laws thereof.
Mm-hmm.
Commissioner Cameron, do you have any thoughts?
No, I just, yeah, I always get pretty emotional when we talk about stuff like this because our founding fathers knew something that only I want to say it, I guess I'll say it, that it was divine intervention. They knew, they saw the future, and the great American, as I say it, the great American experiment still continues on, and it's great to have a reminder like this. Not only this, but other things that we do. We say the Pledge of Allegiance, every Wednesday morning, if not more often, to remind us about we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the sacrifices of those who came before us and the foresight that they had in times that you and I, we can't even relate to how they were living and what they were going through. So trying to, as a grandfather now, things like trying to teach my sons how to read a map, right? Things that are important. Where did this happen, right? Where did the Constitution get signed, and where was Oregon at that point in time? Just the history of our country is so important that we don't lose sight of that. So I just want to encourage, thank you for being here, and encourage others to continue to teach the history and the civics that are so important to all of us, and this great country and great state that we have an opportunity to live in. So thank you, Mr. Chair.
I was talking to Jay and Arlene just before this, and we're coming up on the 250th birthday of America, and we were saying maybe on that, we do this every year, we do Constitution Week, maybe that year we could have a bigger celebration. Maybe we can do it out in front of the courthouse or something, I was saying. So we'll have to talk about that. No decisions to be made on that.
Now you remind me of 1977, the year after the bicentennial, when I went around the United States.
Yeah.
It was quite special.
Yeah, I think we gotta do something like that. Okay, let's do this proclamation. Huh?
Do you want a motion first?
Please, yeah.
Okay, Mr. Chair, I move to approve a proclamation designating the week of September 17th through the 23rd, 2023 as Constitution Week in Marion County.
I'll second the
We
motion.
have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All right, who's gonna kick us off? You want
Did you vote?
it? Aye. Boom.
Okay.
The motion passes.
Okay, sorry.
It only takes two of us,
I mean,
Commissioner.
I don't know.
He can
I
do
missed
whatever he
last
wants
week, so I
about
apologize.
Constitution Week.
Yeah, I will kick this off. Before the Board of Commissioners for Marion County, Oregon, in the matter of observing September 17th through the 23rd, 2023 is Constitution Week in Marion County. A proclamation. Whereas the Constitution of the United States of America, the guardian of our liberties, embodies the principles of limited government and republic dedicated to rule by law.
And whereas we celebrate our heritage as a country, bound together by fidelity to a set of ideas and systems of governance first laid out in America's Constitution, the product of the fierce debate and enduring promise, our nation's Constitution has guided our progress from 13 to 50 United States that stretch from sea to shiny sea. And whereas September 17, 2023 marks the 236th anniversary of the framing of the Constitution of the United States of America by the Constitutional Convention. And
Whereas this week we reflect on the basic rights and responsibilities of citizenship, the founding documents from which they were drawn, and the extraordinary legacy of progress they have enabled. Let us forever uphold the ideals the framers enshrined in our Constitution, and let us never cease in our pursuit of the more perfect union they imagined so many years ago. And now, therefore, by virtue of the authority vested in us as commissioners for Marion County, we do hereby proclaim the week of September 17th through September 23rd as Constitution Week. All right. You want us to come down for a picture?
We're going to go right up here in front. Do you want someone to use your camera to take a photo? Great. Matt will do it.
I need you to hold this.
All right.
Here, I'll take it. All right.
Squeeze in there.
Yes, push over, you look right here. 3, 2, 1. Hold on, one more. Good, thank you.
Take a couple.
Okay, good, thank you.
Thank you.
very much.
Nice to see you.
Okay, and then we're gonna dive right into our consent agenda. Commissioner Cameron, will you carry that for us?
Sure, Mr. Chair. I'll move under Board of Commission, on the consent agenda under Board of Commissioners. Board Committee appointment of Public Safety Coordinating Council, approve orders appointing Douglas Cox, Julie Hoy, and reappointing Christopher Baldridge, Jonathan Bauer, Bishop Garland, Carnell King Jr., Pete McCallum, Tim Murphy, and Shaney Starr to the Marion County Public Safety Coordinating Council with terms beginning October 2023 and ending September 30th, 2026, and appointing Christopher Epley and Nick Hunter with terms ending October 1st, 2023. Oh, terms beginning 2023. Under Human Resources, approve a recommendation to update the classification and adjust the pay grade upward for class codes number 5057, Human Resource Specialist, number 058, Human Resource Analyst, number 059, Human Resource Analyst Senior, number 065, Community Services Director, number 078, Human Resource Specialist Senior, number 094, Chief Administrative Officer, number 095, Deputy County Administrative Officer, number 207, Juvenile Department Director, number 535, Health and Human Services Administrator, number 600, Information Technology Director, and update the classification and uphold the pay grade for class number 115, On-Site Wastewater Specialist 1, and number 117, On-Site Waste Specialist number 2, number 180, Undersheriff, number 364, Chief Financial Officer. And finally, under Information Technology, approve the purchase order of CDW Government LLC in the amount of $103,936 for an enterprise license subscription through September 22nd, 2024.
I second the motion.
We have a motion, a second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. The motion passes. Thank you. Before we move on, I just want to say to staff, I'm seeing the new agenda review form on my documents, and I love it. So thank you to staff who simplified our process for us. Okay, next up, we're going to consider a resolution approving a rural industrial improvement property tax exemption for Eberfab Incorporated, and Kelly Weiss and Nick Harville are here, two of my favorite people. Welcome.
Good morning. I'm very pleased to be here. We're here to talk about opportunity for approval of an application for the Rural Industrial Property Tax Exemption Program for a company known as Everfab Inc. in Almsville. So Marion County, we implemented this program in order to support our businesses that are making a large capital investment and adding on additional employees and really supporting our community. Our program allows for a 3-year exemption on property taxes for any new improvements to that business. So we're not talking about property taxes for already existing, we're talking about additional property taxes for those new qualifying improvements. The intention of this program is really to give those businesses a chance to get that big capital investment in, get their business up and operational before they're required to pay those property taxes on those improvements. So really, it's allowing those businesses an opportunity to get some return on investment before they have some additional funding requirements. So the application for Everfab was submitted to our assessor's office. It's been reviewed and it meets all the requirements of the program. If granted, Everfab will be required to follow up with all of the taxing entities that they're subject to, and then they'll be required to receive support letters from at least 75% of those taxing entities. So for 2023, the project site of 4050 Porter Way in Almsville had estimated taxes of $11,800. So should the project commence at what was included in their application at $3 million in additional value, the property tax exemption for the building and machinery would be about $30,000 for each of the 3 consecutive years. So that means at the conclusion of the exemption program, the property taxes for the site are estimated to be about $42,000 a year. So as part of the application, EverFab has indicated that they're going to be hiring an additional 28 employees at the site, and that would make an estimated final total for that project of 68 full-time employees for EverFab Inc. in Almsville. Marion County works with SEDCOR to help support our businesses, and I'm happy to turn it over to Nick Harville. He's our SEDCOR's Business Retention Expansion Manager for Marion County, and he can talk about EverFab.
Morning, Commissioners. Nick Harville, SEDCOR. If you have any questions about EverFab.
I don't. I think this is great, and I love that they're expanding in Almsville.
Yeah. Commissioner Cameron, do you have any questions?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. Nick, what's this expansion gonna, I mean, I know what they currently do. What is this gonna allow them to do? in their
It
estimation?
doubles their production capacity. It's a great story because they started from nothing, and over the last few years, they've needed additional production because they've struggled to keep up. They have a backlog, and this will help them reach their potential.
And they produce,
Tub surrounds, other things.
Like
For the
bathtub
bathrooms.
shells, like,
Yeah.
apartment complex, bathroom, shower, tub shower.
thank you, Nick. Yeah, Mr. Chair, I just want to make a comment. I believe we're still the only county that's implemented this industrial property tax credit, and the history of this, for those that may not know, I remember Willamette Valley Vineyards did an expansion some years ago, and Jim Bernot called me out for lunch and said, hey, I got this huge tax bill here. We just finished the expansion and we haven't increased any revenues. And at that time, Tom and I think Bill Cross went to work at the legislature. And it took us about two years to get this thing right. And it's, Nick, you could probably tell better than I how many businesses and how much money has been actually allocated towards expansion and this property tax deferred. Obviously, those places are paying that property tax today. In this case, you'll see it'll be about a $30,000 savings, if I'm reading this right, and yet that'll start to flow into schools, into special districts after this 3 years goes by, and it's a great incentive, and I think it's for our existing businesses, and I've always said this in the restaurant business, that's where I come from, is that it's easier to keep a customer than it is to go out and get a new customer, and I think that's what this is all about, is keeping our existing businesses and allowing them to expand and giving them an incentive to do that. So thank you for your work and SEDCOR's work on this, and Kelly, thank you for helping to administrate this process.
I also like to remind everybody that there are enterprise zones in cities, and there's no enterprise zones in rural areas. So
Exactly.
rural areas are always at a disadvantage when companies are looking to invest in capital projects, especially like in a place like Marion County. You can always invest in the city. There's 20 cities. You can always pick a city to invest in rather than the rural areas, and you can have a situation where the rural areas get hollowed out. If all the incentives are for the investment to go to the cities and not to the rural areas, then over time, there's fewer and fewer investments in the rural areas, there's fewer jobs in the rural areas, and you can see it in some places like in Eastern Oregon and other states where they really get harmed over time. So my view has always been that this sort of levels the playing field. So the businesses can decide where they want to invest. There's not a tax incentive to leave the rural areas, and I think that's important for our rural communities. Anything, Commissioner Bethel?
No, I'm just, they're, like he said, they're backlogged. We have a housing crisis in Oregon, and you need a shower and a tub to live peacefully, and I'm thrilled that they're going to be able to produce them.
All right, well, let's go.
I didn't have any backup of soap this morning. What's that tell you in my shower?
Amazon.
Okay, I'll take a motion.
I move to approve a resolution. I move to approve a resolution approving a rural industrial improvement property tax exemption for Everfab Inc.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion?
There's a lot of words, there's a lot of
There's a
approving
lot
in
of
that
approving.
sentence. Sorry, got me hung up.
Okay, is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. The motion passes. Okay, thank you both.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Brian Nicholas is here, and we're going to consider approval of amendment number 1 to the contract for services with AKS Engineering Forestry, LLC, to add $77,189.53 for a new contract total of $177,189.53 to add federal and American Rescue Plan terms and conditions and increase the compensation for consulting services for restoration projects in Marion County parks through December 31st, 2025. Good morning.
Good morning. Brian Nicholas, Marion County Public Works Director, standing in for Brian May this morning. Yes, so I'm here to seek board approval for an amendment to an existing contract awarded to AKS Engineering and Forestry. So Public Works issued or awarded a contract to AKS. It was a competitively bid contract. And the contract it was for engineering support to help with our wildfire recovery of parks, plus some other work. Parkdale Park here in East Salem is one of the parks that's included in this contract. Obviously, that's not a fire-affected park, but it's one of the parks that it's included in the contract. So the contract allows AKS to provide support services, engineering services on any combination of 7 parks in our park inventory. And the initial award was for $100,000. We're seeking a contract increase. So I'll go through a little rundown of the services that we're looking to get completed under this contract. And so you can see where that dollar amount comes from. AKS, we'd like to have them do some work for us in Salmon Falls Park. They've already actually done some work there. Topographic recovery survey, the budget for that would be $30,500. That provides a design base for the entire property for use in our design work to redevelop the park. Also would include resource studies, so wetland delineation plus compliance documentations for threatened and endangered species. We do have well, we're using FEMA funds for recovery of Salmon Falls Park, so we have to comply with NEPA requirements. Those are the 2 items of work that we're looking to complete using consultants in the Salmon Falls Park. Bear Creek Campground, there we're just needing to complete a topographic recovery survey, again, so we have a design base for that park. The budget for that would be $29,000. And then Parkdale Park is really the large one. The budget that we want to finalize there is $94,520. In that scope of work would be the topographic recovery survey, so we can have a design base for the entire park. Parkdale being a urban park, it's a little bit different than the rural parks, and we can talk about that in just a minute. In the scope would be that topographic recovery survey, also resource studies. There's a wetland in Parkdale Park, so we'd complete the wetland delineation there. Plus, we also need threatened and endangered species surveys and compliance reports, those sort of things. In that budget is also a 30% design to provide like a long-term vision for how that park would be built out. And plus some public engagement support. AKS has already supported us on 2 town hall meetings, neighborhood meetings, to get neighborhood feedback on a development plan for the park. And all that tallies up to about that $177,000. And one thing I do want to point out, that's a pretty good chunk. $94,000 is a pretty good chunk of money out of the $365,000 that the board allocated in ARPA funds for Parkdale Park. But with that, because we have the 30% design and we've got concepts to present to grant agencies, we've already used that $365,000 to get a 50-50 match from Oregon Parks. So we invest a little bit of money, the $94,000, that's about a third of the funding, or about a quarter of the funding that the board allocated for Parkdale Park. But because we have a concept to present to Oregon Parks, so they understand what the vision for that park is, we're already getting the grant funding to fund build out of the park. So we haven't mentioned, I haven't announced that to the board yet, this Oregon Parks grant, because it's unofficial. The final list actually gets published next Wednesday. So we're about a week away, but we've got the unofficial word that grant is on the list. So it will be coming soon.
And how much is that grant?
The exact dollar amount is $364,854. It's the same dollar amount that the board allocated in ARPA funds for the project, since it's a 50-50 match. Yeah.
Okay, that's great.
But I'm happy to answer any questions you have about the proposed amendment to the contract.
You know, my only concern is I don't see any plan for a soccer field.
I knew it, and I was so ready to say no soccer fields, but I thought I'd hold off, because we're not talking about plan design in this contract, Commissioner. Don't respond, Brian.
There's some invasive species that's there that they
I
won't
was-
allow people to get.
There's a wetland that they don't want soccer balls in, sir, sorry. I'm thrilled that AKS is available to take on this additional work and to get these projects done, so that way we can get our recreation in the canyon open and Parkdale Park going.
HCP for the
It's gonna be
park.
great.
Yep.
Habitat conservation.
Oh, geez.
Don't get me
Not if
started.
it doesn't allow us
Is
to
it
play
my turn?
soccer.
No, it's your turn, Commissioner, to make a motion.
All right. Well, if you're ready, Mr. Chair, I'll move that we approve amendment number 1 for the contractor services with AKS Engineering and Forestry LLC to add $77,189.53 for a new contract total of $177,189.53 to add Federal and American Rescue Plan Act, ARPA, terms and conditions, and increase the compensation for consulting services for restoration projects in Marion County parks through December 31st, 2025.
I second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion?
I just want to say, Brian, that when we get to the point with Parkdale Park where something's actually gonna happen, I think we would really like to be there to, do like a groundbreaking with the
That would be a
community
really
to
good idea.
celebrate the fact that it's not just gonna be a, place to let your dogs poop. It's gonna be like a place to go
Yep.
and hang out. So,
Great. And play soccer.
you can bring your soccer ball anytime you want.
Yeah, my grandsons were playing soccer up at Detroit Park the other day, so
Were
it
they?
doesn't take
I
much.
knew you had good grandsons. Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye, the motion passes. Thank you, Brian.
If I may, I do have a little bit of extra public information to share. We are on track to have Bear Creek and Salmon Falls Parks open May 15th of next summer
Great.
for the recreational season. We usually close those parks. Historically, we've closed those parks for the winter, and then we open them up on May 15th. We're on track for doing that. We may, we haven't yet announced a date when we're going to resume camping at Bear Creek, but I think it'll be shortly on the heels of opening it up for
Oh, that's
day
That's
use.
great. Congratulations.
Wow.
Tell your team thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, now we're going to consider approval of the construction manager and general contractor contract with Sladen Constructors Incorporated in the amount of $375,218 to provide construction management and value engineering services for the North Santiam Canyon Sewer Project through December 31st, 2026. And I just want to note for the record that on the website, the incorrect amount for this contract was listed. So the correct amount for this contract is $375,218. Good morning, welcome.
Good morning. Is that okay?
Yeah, you're doing great.
All right. Yes, so this is the contract for Sladen Constructors for the North Santiam Canyon Sewer Project. So this will be to bring on the CMGC portion of that project to construct a sewer solution for the 4 cities up in the canyon. So in March, we came before the board with the exemption for the CMGC method as the preferred and really necessary method for delivering this project under the timelines of the American Rescue Plan Act, which requires us to have the funds obligated by 2024 and expended by the end of 2026. So after that, we solicited proposals from construction firms. The selection committee met, and they scored Sladen Constructors' proposal as the highest scoring. And then we negotiated a contract with them. The contract that's before you is for the pre-construction services. So that will bring in the CMGC through the current design and permitting process, which is where we are right now. They'll provide essential support in the areas of scheduling and prioritization of the different aspects, because the project is really a complex suite of different deliverables and different design aspects. So they'll be providing that assistance there, as well as helping us to value engineer and more accurately estimate the costs of all those different pieces for that decision-making process. And as well, this will allow us to address the long lead items that can be critical in municipal plant construction. Some of those long lead items can be a year or more in acquisition. So this will allow us to do it at reasonable prices without that escalation, and frankly, to make it possible in the current construction climate. The anticipation is that we will be negotiating a guaranteed maximum price and then amending the contract. So there is a section at the end of the contract that is already set up for that. And with that, that will be the execution and obligation of the funds to actually construct the improvements. So right now, this scope is for those pre-construction services and all the support to get us to that point. The project is 100% funded by the federal funds under ARPA with the state's allocation. So there are no matching funds required, and there are no matching funds required from the benefiting cities as well. This is strictly federal. So with that, are there any questions regarding this project and the package that's been submitted?
Chris, how long do you expect this process to take?
The design process and permitting?
Yeah, to get to GM, guaranteed maximum price?
We expect to start our negotiations in July.
In July. Okay.
And then that will give us enough time to negotiate back and forth a little bit, bring in the independent cost estimators' perspective on that.
Yeah.
And then have a contract ready, an amendment ready to execute well before the deadline.
Okay, great. Thank you. Questions, Commissioners?
I don't have any questions, but for the record, I just need to disclose a potential conflict of interest. I spoke with legal counsel, and I'll move this forward and vote on it, but my son is a heavy equipment operator for Sladen Construction, and he works on projects like this all over the state of Oregon, and potentially would be on this project in the future.
Okay, so noted.
Thank you. And I did not know that they were selected, so good job for choosing a very local company.
Okay, then I will take a motion.
Okay, I move to approve the construction manager and general contractor contract with Sladen Constructors Incorporated in the amount of $375,218 to provide construction management and value engineering services for the North Santiam Canyon Sewer Project through December 31st, 2026.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion, a second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. The motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
All right, I see Scott. This is like the Public Works show today. I see Scott here we're going to consider approval of the purchase order with Owen Equipment in the amount of $547,376.32 for the purchase of one 2024 2100i Vector Flusher truck through June 30th, 2024. That sounds very fancy, Scott. Look at that truck. That's a Vector flushing truck, huh?
Good morning.
Tell us about
this.
this.
My name is Scott Wilson, Road Operations Division Manager for Public Works. I'm here today to ask your seek approval for PO 920949 for the purchase of a 2024 Vector 2100i Flusher vac truck. Public Works, we utilize a diversified fleet of heavy and medium equipment types to perform this road maintenance task. This flusher truck is utilized throughout the year and used to flush, clean, and vacuum debris out of pipes and drainage structures. In addition, the truck is also going to be used to perform safe, non-destructive hydro excavation around any located underground utilities to avoid any conflicts during some of our digging operations. For fiscal year 23-24, the PO amount for the Flusher vac truck is $547,376.32 and is through the Sourcewell Cooperative Purchasing Group. Funding has already been approved by the CE number 24-324 for the purchase of this truck. This purchase is an essential piece of equipment meant to replace a already existing vacuum truck, PW808. So options is to approve this PO or to deny. It is the recommendations of Marion County Public Works staff that the board chooses option 1 and approves the purchase order for own equipment for the amount of $547,376.32 to purchase the 2024 model Vector Flusher vac truck. I'm happy to answer any further questions.
Any questions for Scott? We get a lot of water here in Oregon, and I imagine those drainage pipes get a lot of debris in them.
Yes,
so
when we get all,
thanks for keeping them clean,
yeah.
keeping the water moving. Okay, I'll take a motion.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I'll move that we approve a purchase order with own equipment in the amount of $547,376.32 for the purchase of the 2024 2100i Vector Flusher truck through June 30th, 2024.
I second the motion.
We have a motion, and a second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye, the motion passes. Wow, I wasn't kidding. We have Ryan Cruther and Brian Reich
Happy-
up to bat.
happy
And if
flushing.
Brian May had showed up, all we would need is Lonnie, and we'd have the full house. Okay, we're going to consider approval of the incoming funds intergovernmental agreement with the Oregon Department of Transportation in the amount of $189,869, of which an estimated $170,882 will be provided in federal funds, and an estimated $18,987 will be provided by the county for safety improvements along the Jurgen Road, McKay Road, and Ellen Road corridor. Good morning, Ryan.
Good morning. For the record, Ryan Cruther, Marion County Capital Projects Manager. And as you said, here to talk about our Jurgen McKay Ellen Road, Oregon 219 to Bents Road Northeast supplemental project agreement with ODOT. Project's located in North Marion County. It's located along the Jurgen Ellen McKay corridor. This is our one and only safety corridor within the county. So I wanted to make mention of that. So the project was funded through the All Roads Transportation Safety Program, which is a grant program ODOT administers. The project scope was installing driver feedback signs at 2 locations along the corridor, constructing shoulder rumble strips, and installing curve warning signs and delineators. So this is what we call a systemic project, which means we approach the corridor as a whole. We don't try to build one discrete project. We look at how to improve safety along the entire corridor. So the project budget and schedule. This IGA only includes funding for preliminary engineering. There's a note down at the bottom. The IGA will be amended once the 24 to 27 State Transportation Improvement Plan is adopted, where we'll actually get funding for construction. I did bring the draft. It's expected to be adopted later this year. And in the draft STIP, we have $707,878 budgeted for construction. So our preliminary schedule includes engineering beginning shortly after we approve this IGA and get funding obligated through ODOT, which would be early in 2024, and constructing in 2026. And with that, I'd open it up to any questions.
No, I'm really looking forward to this getting completed.
Yeah. Move these projects.
Yeah,
Yes.
this one especially. Obviously, there's reason for it.
So, and on a separate note, I wanted to mention while I was here, our emergency project on Newsome began yesterday.
Oh, good.
Okay.
So to give everybody a heads up that we did get our permits in place and we were able to start construction.
Great.
job.
Congratulations. Okay, anything else, Commissioner Cameron? I'll take a motion.
Move to approve the incoming funds intergovernmental agreement with the Oregon Department of Transportation in the amount of $189,869, of which an estimated $170,882 will be provided in federal funds, and an estimated $18,987 will be provided by the county for safety improvements along Jurgen Road, McKay Road, and Ellen Road corridor.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes.
Thank you.
You're
Thanks,
right.
Ryan.
Good to see you, Ryan. All right, Brandon, you're up. We're going to consider adopting an administrative ordinance amending the Marion County Code to permit an event business as a home occupation in the exclusive farm use, special agriculture, and farm timber zones.
Good morning, Commissioners. For the record, Brandon Wright, Planning Director, Marion County. Last June, the board initiated an amendment to the Marion County Plan zoning ordinance to permit an event business as a home occupation in exclusive farm use, special ag, and farm timber zones. The board held a hearing and approved the amendments. The amendments were subsequently appealed to the Land Use Board of Appeals, who remanded it to the county for further consideration regarding the 5-employee limit contained in the code and the 750-person maximum in the code. The board held a hearing on August 9th this year, and after receiving the testimony, the board closed the hearing and directed staff to modify the proposed amendment by citing to Oregon Revised Statute 215-448-1B. Staff has made the requested changes. Last week, the board scheduled adoption of the ordinance for today. With that, I'm available for any questions you may have.
Great. Any questions?
Nope, I don't have any.
No questions?
I'm sure there's plenty of people who would like us just to get this done.
Okay. Is there any desire for public comment from anybody who didn't sign up in the beginning? No, okay. Then we will move right along, and I'll take a motion.
Mr. Chair, I'll move that we adopt an administrative ordinance amending the Marion County Code to permit an event business as a home occupation in exclusive farm use, special agriculture, and farm timber zones.
I second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, the motion passes. And Brandon, you're still here, and we're going to consider a resolution initiating an amendment to the Marion County Code, Chapter 17, to allow rural accessory dwelling units in acreage residential zone and schedule a public hearing for October 25th, 2023.
Thank you, Commissioner. Recent legislative changes allow the county to permit rural accessory dwelling units in the acreage residential zone. In 2021, the legislation allowed the county to permit them subject to certain criteria, including if a wildfire map was adopted for the state. That hadn't happened, and in 2023, the Senate adopted a bill that allows the county to permit the ADUs in a rural residential zone before the wildfire maps are adopted, subject to certain criteria. Now the board may initiate a process to consider amending the county zoning code to permit rural ADUs in the acreage residential zone. Staff would prepare draft code based on the statute for the board to consider at a public hearing. With that, I'm available for any questions you have.
Any questions?
No, I think we'll get into all of it here pretty soon.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. The only thing that I would say is I see Austin there. Austin, are you going to come up here some point? Oh, you are?
He's here
Okay,
for a
good. Oh, you're for public hearing. Okay, good. We'll brag about you later. All right, I will take a motion.
I move to approve a resolution initiating an amendment to Marion County Code Chapter 17 to allow rural accessory dwelling units in the acreage residential zone and schedule a public hearing for October 25th, 2023.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 The motion passes. Thank you, Brandon. Okay, now I'm going to open a public hearing to consider Zone Change Comprehensive Plan ZCCP case number 23-001, Pacific Beaverton Land Company. I'm going to switch these because we have an action on the caper first, or afterwards, so let's just do the public hearing on the zone change. That way the folks who are here from the public can get out of here earlier. They've already sat through enough of our meeting. So, and Austin, I want to congratulate you on your promotion to principal planner.
Thank you very much.
Well deserved. Thanks for your work over the last couple of years.
Thank you.
So,
Mr. Chair, just to clarify on a procedure here, we're going to go to public hearing B versus
yes, we're doing public hearing B first. Sorry, that was to make it, I think, better for everybody involved. Go for it.
Awesome. So for the record, this is Austin Barnes, Marion County Planning Staff. The item before you today is an application to change the zone from exclusive farm use to industrial on, it's actually a 5.04 acre portion of a 20.16 acre parcel located at 10590 Donald Road in Donald, Oregon. There was a discrepancy in the original staff report where staff many months ago found that the UGB lines were drawn slightly incorrectly on the site plan, and the actual acreage is 5.04, not 2.16, and the hearings officer missed correcting that in her order, but it is 5.04 acres that we're looking at the zone changing. The property is located on the south side of Donald Road Northeast at its intersection with Butteville Road Northeast, and this is on the western end of the Donald urban growth boundary. The parcel is generally flat and developed with industrial structures, all of which are located within the Donald urban growth boundary. 6.5 acres of the parcel are in farm use and are not part of this proposal. The parcel has direct access to Donald Road Northeast as well. Property to the north, west, and south are currently zoned for exclusive farm use and are in commercial farm use. A portion of the northern parcel is a water treatment facility serving the city of Donald, and properties to the east are within the city of Donald and are zoned with industrial, commercial, and residential zonings. The Planning Division requested comments from various governmental agencies. Those comments that were provided can be found in the staff recommendation as well as the HO recommendation. The applicant is requesting an exception to State Land Use Goal 3 under the irrevocably committed exception. The applicant has stated that the proposed area for the zone change is and has been used for industrial use for many years, dating as far back as 1974. The site also has up to 15 inches of gravel covering the proposed area, which essentially has rendered the land unfarmable. Staff has prepared a staff report reviewing the relevant decision criteria and recommended approval based on the evidence provided. The hearings officer also recommended approval in their decision dated July 21st, 2023, and I will stand for any questions that you may have.
Any questions?
I do have a question. So I'm a little confused because the applicant's statement says that it's 2.16 acres. So did they make the error or did staff make the error?
So it was originally, they submitted 2.16, and when staff originally reviewed this, which was actually, it was Jared many months ago, I don't remember too much, but Jared reviewed it, and he actually found that that acreage was incorrect based on how the urban growth boundary line was. So it was meant to be corrected in the beginning and sort of never got stuck into any, other than the staff report, it never got stuck into any document since then. We're trying to get it at the HO document.
So are they wanting to adjust the 2.16 or the 5.04? Because the application only says 2.16.
They want to adjust from 2.16 to 5.04. That was submitted in error and never corrected on the application.
Okay, so that came later after the application, that request?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there was correspondence afterwards before the decision.
Thank you.
Mr. Cameron, do you have any questions?
No, Mr. Chair.
So this is the parking lot on the north side of Donald Road, is that what it is?
It's actually south of Donald Road.
It's
So
south.
are you looking at a map right now?
I'm looking at a map right now.
You see the large industrial building with
Yeah,
the graveled. So that graveled L shape that kind of surrounds that industrial building is the proposed zone change.
Oh, that's ridiculous if that's EFU. Okay.
For the record.
Okay.
That's why we're here.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
This is super straightforward.
Things we do are.
May I ask a question?
Yeah.
The hearings officer, even though the acreage was incorrect, is she looking at the exact
Jane,
same parcel?
can you?
Oh, sorry. Was she looking at the exact same parcel that this 5 acres is on?
Yes, correct.
So there's nothing different about the land that she looked at versus
No.
this application?
Yeah, the
Okay.
same land, which we made clear in the hearing. It just didn't get translated to the paper.
If you saw the picture, this would be very clear that it should have been corrected out throughout.
I just want to make sure she was looking at the same picture.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I don't have anybody sign up for public comment here, but would anyone like to publicly comment on this? If you do, just come on up and introduce yourself for the record.
Good morning. My name's Steve Kay with Cascadia Planning and Development Services. I'm representing the applicant. Just a few comments that we'd like to make. So there was a initial map error, but that the map amendment plan was submitted to the county back in April. there's a record of that. We made all corrections to the narrative and et cetera, but unfortunately, the hearings officer got the older version of our application. But during that hearing, Austin did let her know what the correct acreage was at that meeting. So this area was irrevocably committed to a non-resource use. It was developed as a gravel storage yard for the adjacent manufacturing plant. GK Machine has been storing materials and assembled farm implements within the gravel area. They constructed the yard improvements about 10 years ago. There's been continuous truck traffic and storage of materials. It's further compacted that area as well as the subsurface soil layers. And as a result, that land has been degraded and cannot reasonably be returned to a farm use. So the applicant's proposing to conduct business as Pacific Lumber on the site and is planning to use the gravel yard in a manner that's similar to how GK Machine has been using that property. Pacific Lumber manufactures engineered wood trusses, beams, and sells other materials from lumber mills. Business operations include cutting lumber to fit customer orders and delivering kits that can be efficiently assembled on construction sites. Pacific Lumber is looking to relocate to a site that's about 14 acres. It has a large manufacturing facility and storage yard, and it's situated about halfway between the Portland and Salem markets. It's close to lumber mills, and it has convenient access to I-5. The applicant took a look at all available industrial lands within city UGBs and in unincorporated Marion County, and the analysis determined that either due to property location, lack of improvements on a site, the size of the parcel, or poor access to markets, the properties weren't as suited for the use as the proposed subject site is. We feel that the application materials and staff report have demonstrated how the proposed comprehensive plan and zoning map amendment meets the criteria for approval. Appreciate your consideration on this matter, and I'll be available to answer questions.
Sounds great. Are there any questions?
No, I think I parked on this when I went on a GK Machine tour recently. So glad it was there, otherwise I'd be standing in mud.
Okay, then I will take a motion to close this public hearing and approve, modify, or deny the request.
Mr. Chair, I'll move that we close the public hearing and consider consider and approve zone change comprehensive plan ZCCP case number 23001 Pacific Beaverton Land Company.
I second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying, sorry, did you have further discussion?
No.
Okay. Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes. Thank you, Austin. Thank you.
Thanks for choosing Marion County.
All right. And now I'm going to open a public hearing regarding the adoption of the 2022-2023 Consolidated Annual Performance Evaluation Report, CAPER, for the Community Development Block Grant and Home Investment Partnerships Programs. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning. Good morning, Commissioners. We today are bringing to you our 2022-23 Consolidated Annual Performance Evaluation Report. This is something that is required by the Housing and Urban Development Department of the United States, and it is something that is used to report on our performance over the past year with the CDBG and home funds that we receive from HUD. The CAPER documents resources made available to us, investment of available resources, geographic distribution and location of those investments, families and persons assisted, actions taken to affirmatively further fair housing, and other actions indicated in the strategic plan and the annual action plan that was approved the year prior to this. Our actual expenditures that we had over this past year were funding to purchase a facility to expand Soaring Heights transitional housing in the amount of $533,000, supporting the Boys and Girls Club Epping Homestead operations. So far over this past year, they have billed $26,245 of their grant funds available to them. And construction costs for Center for Hope and Safety, the Hope Plaza project, in the amount of $58,827 were billed to us in this last program year. The Caper also identifies how the CDBG and home projects from this year will provide a solid foundation for the upcoming years. A very important aspect, especially since this is our second full year of the program and going into our third year. We had, as part of that, building the foundation, we had contacts with 39 different community partners over this last year. Notable of those that were actually awarded project funding were Soaring Heights, another project to expand their facilities in the amount of $350,000. Center for Hope and Safety for a Woodburn project. They're expanding services into Woodburn, and that is $100,000. And Valor Mentoring, which was approved earlier this year in the amount of $225,000 for a youth mentoring program. We also had notable contacts that will be with us as partners, community partners in moving forward. And that was with Dev Northwest, who will be our partner on our down payment assistance program. Mid-Willamette Valley Council of Governments is our partner on our homeowner rehab program. Sheltering Silverton has some fantastic projects that they are considering applying for this year. And of course, the Homeownership Pilot Project Group has brought together a number of community partners that are looking at how we can best leverage our resources to really meet the needs of our communities. Also, two policy highlights from this last year were the homeowner residential rehabilitation program policy change and the down payment assistance program. Those were both to raise the amounts. The homeowner residential rehabilitation program went from $15,000 to $50,000 up to those amounts. And the down payment assistance went from an amount of up to $25,000 to raised up to $125,000. We continue to work to build the program next year and increase and build community partner network and evaluate both our long-term and more immediate project opportunities. And finally, in your packet, we have a table that provides a little more background on the expenditures over this last year. I won't spend a lot of time on that, but it provides a little more detail and which source of funds went to those programs. And with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Great, thank you. Are there any questions for Steve?
Just a comment, Mr. Chair, if I may.
Please.
Steve, thank you for joining us and your good work on this program.
Thank you.
I know we had a little gap there, and it's great to have you take over and you know, just take the ball and keep running. And I know I want to thank staff back there that's behind you as well. All the work they've done over the last 2 years going into our third year. This is important, and I know yesterday we had another discussion on how to help our community, and we didn't have this program before, and it's been a real stimulus to our community and the resources that we need. So thank you for your work and for this particular report. It's great.
It's happy to be part of the team.
Anything else, Commissioner Bethel?
No, I think we're doing good things in Marion County for the people who need it.
Okay, well, I don't have anybody sign up for public comment, so I will close that public hearing. And then I'd like us to consider approval of a resolution to adopt the 2022-2023 Consolidated Annual Performance Evaluation Report, CAPER, for the Community Development Block Grant and Home Investment Partnership Program.
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye, the motion passes. Thank you,
Thank
Steve.
you.
Thank you.
Okay, and that concludes our agenda today. Is there anything else, commissioners, that you would like to share for the record?
It's been a crazy week.
All right. Not this time. Commissioner Gammon, anything? No? Okay.
Oh, well, oof.
Do we want to yet?
Yeah, I don't know. There's
I
been a
think
lot.
You should check your email.
There's a lot going on. What, you mean about the HCP?
The HCP. Yeah, you were working on the HCP, weren't you?
What is that for those in the world who don't know your acronyms?
Well, Habitat Conservation Plan, Oregon State Forestry Board of Forestry is, had hearings last week, I guess it was. I testified on Thursday. There was 2 days of hearings, public testimony, trying to encourage the State Forestry Board to adopt or change the habitat conservation plan that they are considering adopting, which would reduce the amount of public forest, state forest lands down about to 43% of what we can harvest today. And I will continue to say this at a time when, rightly so, our governor has declared an emergency on housing, and we need to build 35,000 more units a year to catch up to where we're at the same time, we have policies at the state level that are reducing the amount of natural resources that would be available. The interesting thing about state forests is we have we have the highest standards of forest practices when we harvest our state forests here. And the wood that comes out of those state forests go to our local mills and cannot be sold out of the country or out of the state. We have to use that here in locally. And so I just find it ironic that we're saying we want to do this, but at the same time we're going to do this. And the testimony that I gave along with many other people last week, there was a proposal by the chair to maybe change the habitat conservation plan and allow for a little more harvest than what's in the current plan. He pulled his resolution, and so we don't know what's going to happen there. There was a meeting with the governor's office. They chose the time and the place, and a bunch of commissioners showed up, and the governor's office decided they would only be remote. There's supposed to be another one this afternoon. So we'll see how that goes. It's, in Marion County, as we all three know, we don't have mills specifically in Marion County. They're pretty much on the Linn County side. But a lot of our canyon residents work in those mills. There's a livelihood of a culture of that is very small remaining for forest products. We know that we have local companies that invested millions, 30, 40 millions, $50 million in new technology. If you go to the Portland Airport and you look at the construction of the roof up there, they just built a building, I think, down in Oakland that I believe is 14 stories or 18 stories high with this new technology. But we got to have the resources available to be able to use this new technology. And we all know that if you plant a new tree, it will take more carbon out of the atmosphere than letting an old tree sit there and burn. It's just going to be a real challenge for us ahead of time as we move forward. So stay tuned. Lots more to come on that issue. That's the one I wanted to say.
That's great. And I think also there's a history that these state forest lands were once county lands. Right?
Well, they were private lands that counties foreclosed on because back then, companies came in and harvested and rightly so, I'll say, did not do the right thing at that time. And the counties foreclosed on those lands and got together with the state and said, hey, we will give you these lands. You will manage them for, sustainability, harvest, and that money that comes back goes into the tax funds, which goes to our schools, our special districts. When somebody says, hey, it's $10 million to Marion County, it doesn't come to you and I as Board of Commissioners for general fund. It goes distributed throughout the whole tax distribution, and someday we could have a presentation on how much that is. In Marion County, it's not as big of a deal as it is, say, Clatsop County. I mean, they rely on huge amounts of timber revenues and receipts to pay for their public safety and their schools, et cetera. Lynn County is a big one. So there's 14 trust counties that have given that land back to the state to manage in a trust. And, you know, I guess
That's the key word, right? Trust.
In a trust.
They trusted that the state would manage this.
Yeah.
And make sure that the revenues were still there for the local services. And it seems like the state is on a course to break that trust, would be my interpretation.
Stay tuned.
Okay. Okay. With that, we are adjourned.